WARFRAME, a game where every player is a curvy robot ninja trying to save the world. At least I think it is, I've never played it. Until today. Through the power of bribery, my community has convinced me to give it a try. What follows is an MMO veteran trying out the WARFRAME new player experience. There are a couple of rules for this. I will not be doing any pay to win. As I understand it, I can throw money at the cash shop to unlock things immediately, but I'm told I can unlock them over time via gameplay, so that is what I plan to do. Of similar note, I won't accept gifts. Some very generous people have offered me some things to speed my journey along, but I feel that would be disingenuous to showing off the new player experience. I will be doing most content solo if it is possible to do solo. I don't want to be partied with people that one-shot everything while I am trying to keep up with them. Finally, I'm avoiding spoilers as much as possible, but if I ask my chat a question directly, they are allowed to explain something if I feel stuck. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Before the stream started, I downloaded the game, installed it, then downloaded the launcher. Then the launcher downloaded the updates, then the updates installed, etc, etc. Not really surprised, the game has been out for a while. I then have to make an account. Never a fun experience, but again, expected for an MMO. I tried to just use the connect to my Steam option, but it still makes you make an account regardless, so I don't know what the point is of that button. Finally, get into the game and hit a cinematic. A woman is running from a bunch of bad guys, refers to them as the Grenier. At this moment, I'm not sure if they are robots or dudes wearing suits. She finds a temple with 3 statues in it and places flowers at their feet. I'm not sure what the point of this is while people are chasing right behind her. We immediately swap to a shot of the character the statue represented, and the area looks much more vibrant. Okay, immediately assuming this was in the past. Generic Robot Ninja number 1 and his dog begin taking out the Grenier. I started to make fun of their sad attempts at stealth, but the Grenier appear to all be deaf, so I guess it works for them. After picking a few off, they all aggro, and Ninja Boy jumps into the air with 50 plus enemies shooting at him, and they all miss. I'm pretty sure stormtroopers could have landed at least one hit there. This is some serious plot armor. Between throwing weapons, parrying, and an ultimate sword ability, I'm immediately associating this guy with Genji from Overwatch. The cameo then shifts to Robot Ninja number 2, who appears to be flying but getting shot down. As she is falling, someone is shooting at her, and she starts charging some sort of energy blast, which is catching the bullets. As she lands, she turns them all around and unleashes them into the enemy lines. Okay, Magneto here is pretty sick. At least her not getting shot makes more sense. We then see 2 seconds of Robot number 3, but I guess he isn't as impressive because that's all the screen time he gets. He appears to be melee-oriented, but really fast. We see them continue to kick butt for a time, feel their work here is done, then they all go brain dead and fall to their knees, becoming the statues that we saw at the beginning. Okay, so those aren't statues, they are actually the bots themselves. Flower Lady gets Thanos snapped or something and fades away, and lightning strikes the statues and we are thrown into character selection. Immediately I notice that the game's volume is set to Shake My House's Foundations. Okay, so and I hit escape looking for an options menu but cannot find one. I realize I can't even back out of this screen at all. My options are choose a character or hit Alt F4. I use Windows Volume Mixer to turn the game down before I go deaf, and with ears ringing, I look at my options. Genji's name is Excalibur, Magneto's is Mag, oh hey, I was pretty close on that one, and the speedy electric guy that the cinematic didn't like is Volt. After reading their skills, I go with Mag, her kit seems fun. Most of you are correct. Mag looks good. Mag looks cool. After waking, we take a few determined steps forward, then fall to our knees. I suppose we're very weak, having just woken up. Captain Vor strides up to us and takes advantage of our moment of weakness by putting a car boot on us and telling us he's taking us prisoner. We then get a phone call from Lotus, who I assume is the cinematic lady, but now has a dustpan stuck to her face, who says I can't lose another tenno and juices us with electricity.
What has he done to you? I can't lose another tenno.
What is a tenno? Now, I thought I was a Warframe named Mag. I don't know what a tenno is. We'll put a pin in that. We lash out at our captors and get a tutorial on using our abilities. I already read them at character selection, so I get the general idea. I don't have a weapon, so I'm just using pull to take out the first few enemies. It appears I could just use this as much as I want. I expected a cooldown or something. We're soon prompted to choose a melee weapon, a sword, or a stick. I went with the stick. As Donatello once said, bow staffs are cool. Double jump tutorial, crouch, slide tutorial. And then we choose our next weapon, a noisy pistol or quiet throwing knives. I went with the knives. About this time, I try to use the pull and it fails me, and I can't figure out why. We'll come back to that. I hit a tutorial on bullet jump, a type of super jump involving crouching, aiming, and then hitting the jump key to launch yourself a larger distance. Lotus calls us again. How did she get our number? And says she's sending an extraction ship to pick us up, which is immediately shot down by Captain Vor, and we have our tutorial boss fight.
Guess I got hit by one of those arrows from earlier. Oh, it's the guy with the gnarly feet.
Now this guy's annoying, teleporting all over the place, but I'm not feeling like I'm in danger. In fact, at this point, I'm assuming I'm invulnerable because I don't even know where my health is displayed on the HUD. It's the red number in the top right, by the way. The blue number is a shield, but I don't know this yet. We then pick a primary weapon, choosing again between a noisy gun or a stealthy option, a bow. Since I already have a silent option, I pick the gun. After picking it up, I try to hit 1, 2, 3, 4 to swap between ranged weapons, but that uses the abilities like pull.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4's abilities. I've only got one. I don't know how to swap between weapons.
So I can't immediately figure out how to swap back to my knives. We get a tutorial on aim glide, which seems to slow your descent when falling so that you can fire shots easier. We find a ship and start preparing it to get us out of here and have to defend the point while enemies pour in from all sides until it's ready to launch. After boarding the ship, the AI says to order it to self-destruct.
I cannot serve the operator in such a condition. Order me to self-destruct. I will understand.
What?
Okay, how do I order him to self-destruct? Where's that button?
I roam the ship interacting with everything, but I cannot find the self-destruct button. I'll keep an eye out for it. In talking with Lotus and Ortis, the ship, I learned this ship was looted and largely picked clean, and I need to steal some components from the enemy to get the ship back in better shape to assist me.
But we'll need help. I found a communication segment we might salvage for your ship. When you are ready, activate your navigation system.
We start mission number 2 with the goal of finding a comms segment and taking it for our ship. But moments into the mission, we get a call from General Vor. Before I can comment that everyone seems to have my phone number, he states that the Ascaris is breaking through. Apparently the car boot he stuck to us is allowing him to talk our ear off remotely. Great. So I stop for a moment and try to figure out the UI. I go into the controls and look for a weapon swap key. It's apparently F, so now I know how to swap to my throwing knives and back to the gun. I also change a few other keybinds to better suit myself, such as separating sprint and dodge to separate keys. However, after doing this, the game makes me bind the combined sprint dodge button before I can leave the menu, even though I no longer need it. I just put it on a bracket to shut it up. A few enemies in, my staff hits level 1. Oh, cool, the weapon's level up. Or maybe it's my proficiency with the weapon leveled up? EverQuest flashbacks.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
We get a pop-up encouraging us to use stealth, so I start crouching everywhere trying to quiet my footsteps. I find the quest item in the next room, yoink, and then head towards extraction. I'm surprised I don't have to defend the launch pad this time, and I get out of there easily.
Wait, I don't have to, like, defend the launch pad again?
Our next goal is to liberate an imprisoned arm dealer from the enemy, who will then help us. I have some confusion at the quest screen for a few moments, trying to figure out how to begin the quest.
Wait, how do I start it? How do I begin the mission?
Chat helps me and points me to go back to the nav console and select it there.
Okay. Suggested damage, hammer, and P.
The game tries to give me useful tips at loading screens, but never gives me enough time to read them.
Your daily maximum on earning focus points.
I wish it had a click to begin button after the load is complete. My PC is too fast, suffering from success. Immediately upon entering, I see another player and I leave the mission. At the moment, I'm still new and learning, and I'd like to go at my own pace and not feel like I need to slow down or speed up or get carried. I figure out how to set the mission to solo and start again. I tear through the mission, crouching more than necessary, get some more trash talk from the general who has too much time on his hands, and free the prisoner. I make some erratic ninja movements, and I'm pleasantly surprised the prisoner can't keep up with me.
Cool. Darvo, can you drop like that? I guess we'll find out. Oh, I guess he did.
Suddenly, the crab on my shoulder begins giving me migraines. Lotus says that my shields are being hacked and to avoid taking damage, as if I haven't been doing that the whole time.
Avoid taking damage while I try and block him.
Oh man, I've been, trying to take damage the whole time, but, since you said avoid, I'll try to stop.
I mentioned to chat I still don't know how to refill the energy bar when I can't use my spells. Chat says I have to find blue balls. Okay. I also notice my character often blocks incoming projectiles with her melee weapon. I wonder if any melee weapon can do that? Does it always block from the front, or is it just a percentage chance? I don't know. I fumble around the ship a bit, figuring out how to access my inventory, and finally notice Mag's toes for the first time.
Oh my god, I just saw her toes. What the heck?
I am given the opportunity to mouse over various stats and see exactly how they work, such as the shield and armor. While browsing, I noticed that when I chose gun between gun and bow, I also received the bow, and I can swap to it. But when I chose staff between staff and sword, I did not get the sword, and I do not have it unlocked. I equip the bow to try it out, and I head off to the next mission. I make a passing comment about not knowing if I'm a robot or if there is a person in the mag suit.
One thing I'm curious about, and don't tell me, chat, is like, I don't even know if there's a person in this suit. Or if it's just like a really, really fancy robot.
And chat all starts calling me a Clem, some kind of Warframe community insult. Very rude. General won't shut up, says the queens fear me, but he will show them his love by returning me to them. Lotus then tries to call me, but the connection is bad. No bars.
Why is Mug playing Mag like a Loki?
What?
A few minutes later, he says the worm will soon be in my spine and he will take control of my frame and purge my doting mother. I guess he's referring to Lotus with that. Well, him taking control of my frame is certainly not good, and it instills some urgency. We wrap up the mission getting the Foundry gizmo and unlocking a 3D printer on our ship. We can now see the blueprint for the Ascaris Negator, which is meant to help stop the car boot from killing us. One problem, we don't have the materials. Our friendly arms dealer exchanges some insults with our ship and tells us a place where we can find the materials we need.
Raid Corpus resource caches.
General, I just received a very explicit message from your ship, Sevlon. If you're looking for resources, why didn't you just say
My ship just emailed this guy and cursed him out.
Just a place, but I demand an apology. My mother is no gymnast, and she would never eat those things.
My mother is no gymnast, and she would never eat
I'm
that.
sorry.
On this mission, we encounter a new type of hacking minigame. I didn't mention this earlier, but up until this point, all the hacking games have been a spinning arrow and you tap the spacebar when it is over certain spots until you hit them all. Now you turn tiles until you line the lines up. I like these new ones, they're a bit more fun. This mission goes largely without issue, taking down enemies and farming the materials we need. A transmission from Lotus gets cut off and the general says the Ascaris has reached our mind and he is now blocking Lotus and that he will make us return to him.
Time for extraction. We've got all we came for.
What?
The Ascaris has reached your mind and rendered your Lotus mute.
Really getting concerned about him hijacking us at any moment now. We make it to the evac point with a nice haul of the materials and one cutscene with terrible clipping later, we're back on the ship.
The staff just stabs into the thing.
General can't shut up, tells us about the Grenier and how they are millions strong, but they are rotting and sterile and so they need us. I am super confused here, I don't know how I'm supposed to help them with their sterility problem. We shove all the materials into the 3D printer and we craft the Ascaris Negator. We are then able to remove the car boot and Lotus is able to speak again. She says that by tampering with the Ascaris, we triggered a failsafe which has burrowed into our body and armed itself, and that we need to find Vor before it detonates. Oh, great, now I have a grenade in my head. That's not stressful at all. We head on a new mission with the goal of finding a nav segment for our ship. The worst part about whenever the general calls us is the amount of screen real estate he covers up.
The Ascaris will complete its task.
The worst part about when he messages me is like the background of his camera is like, it fills half the screen.
We're introduced to our first optional objective here. We can just grab the nav segment and leave, or we can also cripple the enemy ship, allowing the civilians in the system to be safer. We wrecked the ship's engines to assure that they can't hurt anyone else, and then head to the extraction point. At this point, I noticed that the chat window in the bottom left of the screen is periodically just spamming the message, "You are not qualified to use this channel." Probably a free-to-play restriction, no clue why it keeps spamming me though. Using our new intel, we locate General Vor and pursue him. The only way to be safe from him, and this device in my head, is to take him down once and for all. The general radios us, okay, he definitely is using our phone number now, right? Because we mostly removed the Ascaris, and says maybe it's not too late to draw our divine blood. Okay, so something within our blood is what he wants to save his people? A bunch of trash mobs later, we find Vor himself and a boss fight ensues.
Foolish Tenno, do you realize your Lotus has sent you to die?
At this point, I realize due to a misclick that some of my other skills have unlocked, and I can use the 2 and the 3.
Wait, I can use these other skills now? I don't even know what that one does.
However, I need to reread what they do the next chance I get. Vor teleports away and I have to follow him through an obstacle course. We follow him into a boss arena with lots of electricity, bonk him repeatedly, shoot some turrets, and finish him off. He says that this isn't over and presumably gets away, vanishing in a puff of smoke. Lotus then says that the bolt that was going to detonate in our body has suddenly gone inert. I'm sorry, what? This to me is the biggest hole in the story so far. The bad guy who was trying to kill us with both violence and also an internal bomb runs away and just decides to disable it via Bluetooth on the way out. Why would he do that? Okay, at the very least I have a currently inert bomb inside my body that can be reactivated by the enemy later. I'm sure the writers won't forget about that and we'll get it removed at some point. We take down a few stragglers and head to the extraction point, clipping back into our ship. We see a copy of an email that Vor sent to his queen. I'm not sure when we hacked his email. Wrapping up this questline. Back on the ship, I take some time to reread my abilities now that I have access to more of them. The next mission has us tracking down the source of a mysterious signal. A few dozen baddies later, we find it and a voice calls out to us that Lotus apparently recognizes.
That voice.
The Tenno I remember could find their enemy's weakness faster than the Kubradon finds a jugular.
After taking down a few more waves of enemies, he jumps us. I can see what appears to be a human mouth, so while I still don't know if normal Warframes have a person inside them, this guy's suit certainly seems to. He knocks us out and we wake up somewhere else disarmed. He tells us he's going to test us and will not take no for an answer, motions to pick up a gun off the table, and then attacks me. An epic battle between two titans ensues that can only be described with the words, I ran away and shot at him repeatedly. After a time, he tells us he's satisfied and ends the fight, then leads us to another room and gives us a tutorial on modding our weapon with elemental attacks. After learning the ins and outs on modding, we are ambushed, so this Teshin guy is clearly not with these mercenaries. Even with frost and electricity added to this gun, I'm honestly missing my melee weapon, which was killing much faster. We get another tutorial on how to mod our Warframe itself, boosting our max health slightly. After fighting for a time, we flee and get our gear back. If this tutorial has taught me anything, it is that no matter how much you mod a gun, it won't be more powerful than a stick. That is what I have learned. We get to the evac point and finish the mission and upgrade our ship with a mod station, allowing us to process mods in various ways and break down duplicates that we may get in the future. I take some time installing all the mods I currently have in my various weapons and then browse the other Warframes. I asked chat if the starter frames can be used at endgame if you are skilled enough, or if they are all replaced by rarer ones.
If you have a player that's a good player, can they play like one of the starting frames at endgame if they're a good player, or can the early frames just simply not keep up?
Sweet fortune. What are the odds? Another bird.
Yes, they can.
flies
That's honestly good to hear.
Our next quest is called the Final Test. Teshin was captured by enemy forces and we fight our way through a ship in order to free him. But once there, Lotus reveals that this isn't a rescue mission, it's a capture mission.
She sent you to rescue me?
Oh, I wouldn't say
Rescue
more like under new management.
Not quite, Teshin. The Tenno is on a capture mission.
Since I'm using my melee weapon and not his crappy gun this time, it's pretty easy getting him low health.
I don't have your stupid modded gun, I have a real weapon now.
But then he hits me with a new mechanic. 2 flying drones that keep charging his shields make him unkillable. My melee weapon cannot easily reach the drones, so I'm trying to shoot them down. I finally managed to do so, and a few bonks later he's down, and we put him in our back pocket somehow. We then tear through many more rooms, making our way to the reactor, destroy it to blow this ship to Kingdom Come, and run to an evac point. Teshin and Lotus talk, and Teshin hints that Lotus is keeping crucial information from us. Back on our ship, we get an email from Teshin. He wants us to go to Fortuna, which suffers under a despotic preacher named Neth Onyo, and find a man there named The Business. At this point, someone in my audience mails me something. At this moment, I'm afraid it is some kind of power boost, so I leave it in the mail as I want to play the game without any kinds of boosts gifted from other people. We'll come back to this. I install some new mods on our gear, including a reach mod for our melee attack, giving us more inches. I really like this one. I asked chat if there is a limit to how many mods I can have installed at one time, as I've never been stopped up to this point, and they explain mod capacity to me.
Top left? Oh, right here, thank you. I was thinking that this was the weapon, and then its capacity was 4, but then I was like 4 and 4 and 4. I'm like, wait, what?
I head to the foundry and see I can make a new weapon, but that it will take
12 hours?
I'm having flashbacks of Clash of Clans here, and I asked chat if late game crafts take a month to make, and I'm told that most are 3 days. This one feature reminds me heavily of mobile games. I shared that I really dislike the energy system. After using my abilities, I cannot use more until I find blue balls, and that I'm on the lookout for any kind of energy recovery stuff. Moments later, I'm given a quest reward called Dreamer's Bond, which gives my squad energy and health regen, but at a very slow rate. Chat teaches me how to upgrade the mod to a higher level to make it a little bit more effective. I asked chat what the blue missions are on the map, as I thought they were related to my current quest, but I now see that they are not. I learned that these are simply missions I've never done before. The quest ones are the ones that are at the top of the screen. I need to complete Venus Junction to proceed. This involves checking off 4 tasks, which I already have 3 done. The last is to start building a Taxon Sentinel, which I later learn is a type of AI companion or pet. But I'm short one ingredient, a neurode. It apparently only drops from infested enemies. I browse the mission screen trying to find these things, but cannot, so I just start doing missions that are blue and hope I come across it. I do my first defense mission, where I have to keep enemies from destroying an objective. Pretty fun, they all come to you.
What the heck? Huh, never seen one of those.
Next, I did a mission where I had to carry a lunchbox to different computers and defend the machine while Lotus did stuff. It was very odd defending a PC from dogs attacking it.
Dude, the dogs are attacking the computer? Come on.
I don't know why dogs would even want to attack a PC. Pretty straightforward, we get it done. 2 missions down, no neurodes yet. At this time, I discover the mastery mission on the main menu, and I'm asked to defeat waves of holograms while only using my primary weapon, currently the bow. I think I'm overleveled as this feels very easy and I get my first mastery rank. I don't really know what this means yet, but I'm told I can only rank up once a day, so I should do it whenever I can. Chat is yelling at me to check my mail, and I ask if I can return the gift that I was sent. No, there's apparently no return to sender button in this game. I then ask if I received something that seems overpowered, am I able to get rid of it? They say yes, so I open it. Turns out I was stressed over nothing, it's a cosmetic pet and I now have a Roomba that drives around my ship cleaning it. I learned how to disable player gifts and do so that we can continue to have the intended experience here. I then do a 3rd Earth mission and still no neurodes. While attempting to do a 4th mission, I accidentally discover a player hub, some sort of city. I run around, talk to some merchants, find a Build-A-Blade workshop, but apparently they don't keep any components in stock, so I don't know how they stay in business. So I can't get anything here. A guy named Kanzu gives me a quest to prove myself to him if I want any real jobs, and I have to go outside and murder 30 nearby enemies. Does every civilian have to go murdering to be trusted in this city? These people seem insane. I head outside into my first open world style area and do the deed. After earning some trust, Kanzu tells us about his bestie who went missing years ago, but new information has surfaced and sends us to talk to the missing man's wife. At this point, I share some thoughts about being in a place with so many Warframe players.
I gotta say, like, I'm having fun. I'm about to say something negative, so I want to preface it to say I'm having fun. Like, everyone just looks so damn main character. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like when I'm just on my own, I'm like, okay, I just woke up, I'm in this important thing. But then, like, I get to town and just everyone is so freaking extra. And I'm just like, God, this looks stupid. It's like a bunch of clowns. Like, it just looks so dumb when you get into town. I'm like, I need to get back to where I'm alone, and this makes a little more sense. Because this just looks so stupid when I'm around other people.
We head outside to a location where Grenier found some of the late bestie's work. Some guy named Counselor Vey Heck calls to me to gloat about the evil things he's doing, and I am once again wondering how everybody has my phone number. Lotus says she's getting strange readings from underground and instructs us to break a nearby drilling machine and enter the cave it made. Inside, we find a coffer with the late Onko's signature on it, and we're instructed to bring it back. After examining it, Lotus says the lock is damaged and we have to force it open. Saya says this type of box will destroy its contents if you force it open, and you have to rebuild the glass key to open it properly. Glass key? Seriously? Okay then. We then get instructed on how to make and equip a scanner, but then I realize the scanners are a consumable item. I am disgusted. Oh, it's a consumable? Brother, I head down to the next mission, and Kanzu and Saya start fighting while making sure to include me in the phone call for some reason. Saya thinks Kanzu was involved in her husband's disappearance because she once rejected his advances. About this time, I enter water for the first time, and the screen fades to black and ports me out. I guess this game has that Dragon's Dogma water. I then head to another marked location and have to use the consumable scanners to scan some items. However, I struggle to figure out how to do this. I have to hold Q and select the scanner on a wheel that pops up. It then replaces my gun. I hold right click to aim the scanner and then left click hold to scan an item. Not terribly complicated, but I had to get help from the live chat to find it. Could use a pop-up tutorial here. After finding 2 of the 3 quest items, I then find the tutorial, which is attached to a spot in the ground, further into the quest area. We then get a phone call from Heck again, who reminds me of someone. Y'all remember that clown demon from Spawn? This guy looks like him. He mentions he needs the glass because it is the key to power he's never seen. Is he just mistaken about what he thinks is in this box we're trying to open, or does glass have some weird property in this universe? I then struggle to figure out how to put away the scanner so that I can use my gun again. Oh god, how do I put this thing away? How do I put it away? Oh my god, I can't get my gun out. Chat saves me by telling me to press F, which is apparently short for "where's my effing gun?" I then fight off Grineer reinforcements and have my very first death, and it makes me realize something that I wasn't conscious of that is really annoying in Warframe. The information you need to see on your HUD is all over the place. Your health and shields are in the top right corner. Your ability cooldowns and energy bar are in the bottom right corner. Your minimap is in the top left corner, and your enemy's health is in the middle of the screen. I did not even realize I was low health when I died. I then dig into the options to see if I can relocate these and try to have everything on the bottom of the screen, for example. But there are no options to do this. I even asked chat if there are any player-made mods that can allow you to move the UI around, but apparently the answer is a firm no. I will have to do my best to get used to this, but I can't remember ever playing another game where the essential information is this spread out. Anyway, we wrap this bit up and head back to the ship. We reassemble more of the glass key, and Lotus asks what power Vahek was talking about. I start another mission to open up more of the Earth map, and we have a discussion on the fact that I'm surprised I don't have access to other starting frames. The moment you boot up Warframe, before you can even turn down the deafening volume, you are told to pick one of 3 frames and you cannot try them out first. If you regret it, tough luck. You can't acquire the others for quite some time. You can't even start over and pick something else unless you remake your whole account. When I began, I had to choose between a gun and a bow, but I still got the other options so I could try them both out. I feel like it would be better if you could either A, try out all 3 frames before making a commitment, or B, unlock all 3 at the start. You don't want a new player feeling regret as soon as they enter the game. If they feel they chose something that they don't enjoy and they have to play it for 10 hours to unlock something else, you will probably lose a lot of them. Someone recommends me to do the advanced movement tutorial, and I say it hasn't popped up yet. They go on to show me how to find it, as it is in a spot most people who need it won't find it. We immediately see that they never ran a spell check on this thing. It's like the third word is covered up by the next thing. But we do find the tutorial. The section on wall dashing catches my eye, as I didn't know about that, and we enter the tutorial to try it. It says to move toward a wall while holding space. Try it, and nothing happens. Move toward a wall while holding space. Okay, so run up to wall, hit space, and hold it. I'm holding it. I'm still holding it. I'm still holding it. I'm still holding it. Nothing. I think you're supposed to rapidly tap it. After much trial and error, it turns out you're supposed to rapidly tap the spacebar, not hold it. Same with wall running. It says to hold a key, but I actually have to tap it repeatedly to get the desired result. So we have typos and also 2 things wrong in the first tutorial I try. Wonderful. We then go through a few jumping tutorials that we had already used in gameplay and get to a zipline. Okay, this is a minor thing, but this is not a zipline. We aren't zipping. This is a tightrope. They took the zip out of ziplines. Overall, this tutorial needs some things fixed, and it shouldn't be buried. It should pop up at some point during the early gameplay and offer the player to do it, as I think most people that need this won't be able to find it. I go to start a new mission and I finally find one with infestation. The quest item I was told to get like 10 missions ago should drop here. Praise be. The mission is pretty simple. I just have to defend a cryopod from incoming enemies, so we just stay near it and kill anything that shows up for a few minutes. I end up having to run the mission a few times, but I finally get what I needed and head back to the ship to craft a taxon. I also begin construction of a burstin and some sort of gun, but it takes a long time, so I won't get to try that tonight. Again, really wish I could try things out before committing resources to them. It takes a few moments to figure out how to equip the taxon, and then I realize I can use my gun mods on it as well as myself. That's pretty neat. Someone in chat recommends I increase the field of view, so we do so to see if we like it. After seeing it in action, I decide that I like the new little guy.
Oh my god, look at him go!
Just a constant stream of small DPS chipping down things around me. He even takes out the little rolling grenade things that I had trouble hitting. I finish a miscellaneous mission, nothing too crazy here, then realized I never claimed the reward for making the taxon, which finishes Venus Junction. I enter it not knowing what to expect, and I find a Volt Spectre that dies by me holding E and running at it.
Like I said, so far the game you can play just by holding E.
We now have access to another planet. So the junctions are what allow you to open up new areas. I go to try something, but I'm told that I need an Archwing to do that mission. I'm assuming that is some kind of ship. We'll come back to this. I do another miscellaneous mission, nothing new of note, and when I get back, I was plugging in some upgrade mods and I accidentally spent 20 plat opening a mod slot.
Oh. Ooh, where the ooh, no. No! Oh, I thought I hit cancel. I was even saying ew, because it was like, that's disgusting. No, I don't want to spend 20 plat on that, and I tried to hit cancel. Dang it.
Free-to-play starts with 50 platinum, and you can earn more by spending real-life money. I haven't yet encountered another way to get it, but I've been told that you can trade valued items with other players in exchange for their platinum, which reminds me of the WoW token in World of Warcraft. Since I only had 50 plat to my name, accidentally burning 20 was a bummer. I'm then introduced to the mod terminal for fusing, transmuting, selling, or dissolving mods. At this point in the story, we're about 5 hours into gameplay, but I'm writing this script at about 40 hours of gameplay. And my main feedback here is that this terminal desperately needs a sell all duplicates button. I spend so much time running back to this machine, selecting duplicates and selling them to get resources, it really needs that button. Finishing up here, I head back to the front of the ship and I notice I have a mastery rank up, but I can't do it for 24 hours. Huh. Okay, we'll try that next time. At this point, I'm about out of time for the day, so I stop and I share my thoughts on the game so far to the audience.
Thoughts so far? It's fun. It's fun, but so far, it's kind of fun like Dynasty Warriors. Like, everything dies in one hit. I'm just blendering everything just by holding melee. It's kind of turn my brain off fun, which is amusing for a while, but the graphics are good, the game is gorgeous. The clipping is pretty bad. Like right now, there's a bowstring going right through my boobs. Like, the clipping is like char on Guild Wars 2. It's pretty atrocious. Like, every time I, like, jump off of my ship or I'm getting into the ship, like, either an arrow or the bow staff or something is just, like, jutting right out of the thing. So the clipping is pretty bad, but I've said enough on that. The new player experience is pretty rough, and from what I understand, like, it's already been updated once. So that's extra unfortunate. There's quite a few things there, like the tutorials are buried. I couldn't even find them until chat pointed them out. The UI, it doesn't give you any instruction on like what the stuff on the HUD means. You have to kind of figure it out, or chat has to tell you. So stuff like that. Multiple times, like when it gave me my primary gun, I could no longer figure out how to access my secondary gun, so I had to get to a safe spot and dig through the settings menu. When the bot told me to self-destruct the ship, I looked all over, I couldn't find the self-destruct button for the ship. I'm still trying to figure that one out. So there's definitely some annoying things as a new player that was made slightly less annoying by being a streamer, and you guys were telling me about it. But the fact is that there's a lot of like annoying stuff. Kind of reminded me of when I was learning Total War. Like, the tutorial was fantastic for like 30 minutes, and then it was just like, all right, good luck, and then there was still like another 2 hours worth of stuff that they could have taught me that they didn't. They were just like, LOL. So that's kind of a bummer. Also, the like when you choose your starting frame, it doesn't let you try the other two. I feel like it should just give you all three of the level, like the starter ones, because otherwise you can immediately get like, you know, regret. And then you really don't want your player just immediately going in there and regretting their decision that they made at the beginning. Like, I'm pretty happy you can craft them all. Not quickly. Like, I'm 5 hours in. I can't craft anything. So I'm not unhappy with my choice. I picked Mag, and I'm pretty happy with Mag. But if I was unhappy with my choice, I'd be pretty put out that at how long it is before you can get another one. Other than that, like I said, the game is pretty fun. Definitely feeling some Raid Shadow Legends vibes. Honestly, the like, you know, pay to speed ahead cash shop with like the platinum and all that stuff. And then the like, you know, over here we've got Clash of Clans where you start something and you come back in 3 days for it to be done. It's definitely got a lot of like mobile game stuff. And then the plot holes. Like, honestly, it bugs me so much that the starter villain, he had a bomb in your head, and instead of like hitting the detonate button, he was just like letting it warm up. And then when he ran away, he deactivated it before he left. I was just like, why? Like, why? Like, they should have just written in that, like, okay, well, you managed to get the detonator from him. You can remove it at your leisure now or something. The detonator used to take you through a couple of planets, but they cut short recently to get new players going faster. Like literally, I just fought the guy, and then when he left, she's like, oh, the bomb deactivated when he left. That's convenient. I was just like, oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, the writing is freaking weird. Yeah, wow, I don't have, it's weird. Like, I'm having fun, but I don't have a lot of positive things to say, but I've got 20 minutes worth of negative things to say. So far, this hasn't been challenging at all, and I look forward to it becoming more challenging. Like, so far, like, I just kind of stopped using my guns. It's mostly just run around and hold the melee key. The 3 starter frames you can all have by the 10-hour mark, if not sooner. I'm trying to think if I got anything else. This is, I don't even know what this is. Again, this looks like either a daily quest or a weekly quest or a monthly quest. I don't know what the hell this thing is. My chat log is constantly spamming, you don't have permission to be here. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. So that's another slightly annoying thing. The game didn't have a story a decade ago, and that's what you're going through right now. I'm going through the not story from a decade. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Like, as an MMO player, it's so unfortunate to hear, like, oh yeah, after 100 hours it gets good. A lot of vets in chat are going to dance around spoilers. I think I've already seen a few spoilers in chat. I hope that they're not, but I don't want to repeat it because your reaction would tell me if they're true or not. So I'd rather just leave it a question mark in my head. I guess like one more thing, like, I feel like in the early game, you should get to try more things out. Like right now, hold on a sec, like what do I have right now? I have 2 ranged weapons, a third that I got like 3 or 4 hours in. So I have 2 ranged weapons I can use. And then melee, I have the bow. Didn't I have like one other thing? I guess not. I guess I only had the bow. Wait, you didn't get the other one? So when at the beginning of the game, you choose bow or sword, and I chose bow. You didn't get the sword for free? That's lame. Okay, I guess I don't have a sword. I thought I had a sword. So this, I picked the kunai at the beginning, and then I just unlocked Furus. So I guess I don't have anything else. And then I picked mag, and I can't get anything else. Yeah, so I don't have enough plat for that. And like I could buy the blueprint or something if I wanted to. I really don't want to play them. I was just trying to figure out how this works. I'm curious. Okay, let's pretend I picked mag, and then I decided after like an hour, I'm like, you know what? I don't like this. I want to try something else. Is it possible to like delete your progress and restart the game and pick somebody else? No? That's awful. That's that's bad. That's really bad. Make a new account. Dude, for those who missed it, the account creation thing was awful. Like, first I finally get into the game after like, 10 years of patching and downloads and downloading new patchers, and then the patchers patching patchers and patchers downloading new patchers. I finally get into the game. And it's like, okay, fine. This game's been out for a long time. It's normal to have a lot of updates, whatever. I'm not butthurt about that. I get into the game and it's like, make an account. Ugh. Fine. And then like immediately, dude, anytime you buy a game and it's like make an account, it's like Jesus Christ. So I have to make an account. And then one of the options was just like, just link my Steam. And I'm like, just do this, just link my Steam. And it's like, are you sure? And it's like, yes. And it launches a Steam window. And in the window, it's like, make an account. And I'm like, you, like, what do you mean? Like, it doesn't even actually link to Steam. It just launches a Steam window, and then the Steam window has you make the account. And it's the same thing. And I'm just like, this should not even be there. So I'm like, fine. So I just go back to the normal thing and I make an account. And it's like, okay, we sent you an email to confirm your email. Fine, whatever. I open my email, it's not there. I go back and I go to hit resend email. There's no resend email button. There is literally no resend the authentication thing. So I go to my email again and I'm like, I'm checking spam, I'm checking junk mail, I'm checking inbox for 30 minutes. And then ding, it arrives in the inbox after 30 minutes. While I'm like Googling how do I get it to resend the thing. So, I mean, it wasn't like a huge deal. They probably had a lot of traffic or something like that, but it was just like, if I wasn't getting bribed to try it out, I might have given up right then. Like the account creation and new player setup, it was friggin' an awful experience. You almost out on one of the best games on the market at the moment if you continue to evaluate it based on its 100-hour tutorial. 100, God, I'm just giving my thoughts. Like people, there's 323 people here and maybe 3 of them are here for me and the rest are here for Warframe. So for those 3 people, I am sharing my thoughts because they actually like to hear them. I am going to keep playing. Tomorrow night after Guild Wars Tuesday, maybe we'll drop back in here and we'll do that mission you guys are really hyped to see me play. I will say, hearing someone say it gets good after 100 hours, that's an eye roll. I'm like, okay. His initial opinions are valid. They'll probably change if he gives it a chance. Well, again, everything I'm saying is, of course, my thoughts after playing for 5 hours. That's it. That's all it is. It's just my thoughts after 5 hours. If I remember right, there was a prompt to test the starter Tenno out in the room, and you get to test them quick just in that room, though. So this is choose your start first frame. I just see confirm, and you can mouse over stuff and read the tooltips, which I did. I moused over all the abilities and read them, and I just see confirm. I don't think there's a try it button. No, I think that's incorrect. I don't think there's a try it button. You'll have a lot of Warframe soon. This is really not an issue. It can be, though. It can be. Like, okay. Okay, if I were trying World of Warcraft out, and I made I went through all the stuff for account creation and account setup, and I log in, and then I make a warrior, and then after 2 hours, I'm like, you know, I'm not really feeling this. I want to try Paladin. That was another one I had my eye on, and then they told me, they're like, oh, you can't start over. Word? Like, what do you mean? And if they're like, oh, you need to make a new account, dude, I quit. If I was unhappy with Mag, then I'm unhappy every second I'm in battle. And it becomes a slog to get to the point where I can try something else that might make me happy. Like, that almost more than anything else. More than the tutorial that there was a tutorial that told me to press the wrong buttons. There was, and people are like, oh, it's out of date. The fact that the tutorials are buried, the fact that it didn't, teach me how to do like weapon swap, stuff like that. Like, the fact that you're locked into a character and you cannot undo that, even if you're willing to start the campaign over, that's wild to me. I can't imagine another game doing that. Now, again, yeah, you're basically saying, like, yeah, well, 10 hours in, you'll get more. It's like, yeah, but that's 10 hours that you might be unhappy. And some people won't make it that far. So just as a gamer, I'm sad to see a developer do that, because, boy, that seems like a stupid decision. Muck, look at the blueprints for Vault and Excalibur. You might already have the materials to make them. No, I just did. I looked at the mats for Excalibur, and the Excalibur blueprint has 4 items that are, like, Excalibur's left leg and Excalibur's right leg and Excalibur's head, and then each of those you have to go get more blueprints. So I got to find some other merchant that gives me the blueprints to get the items to finish the blueprints to make the items for the blueprint for Excalibur. And yes, I'm pretty confident I said that correctly. So at the very least, it would take a few trips to a town. I don't know what the mats are to make the pieces to make the subcomponents of Excalibur, but I don't have the main components of Excalibur. Let's see. The devs are trying to keep veterans happy at the front of the treadmill. It seems newbie experience has suffered. Yeah. And, don't get me wrong. My main game is Guild Wars 2, and the newbie experience in that game also suffers. The 3 starting frames, all of them are very pleasant to use and simple to control, making them easy to use until you reach later planets. The first new Warframe that you can unlock is on Venus. From fighting the boss of the planet, Warframe is a very grindy game, so if that is something that will annoy you, it's better to not slog yourself through the game. No, I don't mind grinding. I'm an MMO player. I don't mind grinding as long as I'm having fun. And right now, I'm having fun, but I'm just pointing out my thoughts. That's it. You can start over in Guild Wars 2. That is true. You can just roll a new class. And all your currencies and stuff, your wallet is account bound. So if you delete your character and make a new character, all of the currencies and stuff you've earned will still be on the new character because your wallet affects your whole account. He's having opinions, someone stop him. Yeah. Is there anything you wondered about that you'd want to ask, chat? Nah, when I got stuck on stuff, I asked chat as it came up. Like, I was like, yo, how do I fill my mana? It's not going back up. And they're like, oh, you gotta find blue balls. And I'm like, please tell me at some point I unlock mana regen. And they were like, yes. And I'm like, fine. And then I was like, okay, how do I weapon swap? It gave me a new gun, but it didn't tell me how to swap back to my old gun. And they were like, oh, press F. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go rebind that. Thank you. So there was times when stuff came up and I, like, why did my shields just turn purple? Oh, that's overshield. What's overshield? It's when you have more shield than your max shield is shield. Fine. Okay, so it's stuff like that. I just asked chat as it came up, and they knocked out my questions when I asked them. So I don't have any questions right now, but over the course of the last 5 hours, we had quite a few. How's the game running? What do we got? So looks like it defaulted to mostly medium, which is fine. It looked fine. So yeah, it's running fine. There was one moment I had a lag spike, and it was when I was leaving that town hub. And there was like a hallway that I'm pretty sure was a loading screen, and it got like a slideshow for a few seconds when I went out and back in. You should try hovering over the text in the arsenal menus. Okay, there's nothing here about overshield. Okay, so there is base mana regen here. But the problem is I had these questions in the middle of a mission. This is useful. This is a bit useful, yes. But I had these questions in the middle of a mission, so this didn't really help here. You have to experience New War someday. It'll blow you out of your socks, and you'll love the game. After Second Dream, the story will be amazing. I'm still here for it, guys. I'm still here for it. I did enjoy myself. That might sound weird because I said a lot of negative stuff. I did enjoy myself, but yeah, there are issues that I see, but I'm still here for it.
Now, I said a lot of negative feedback there, and I want to stress I'm not just trying to dunk on the game. These are things I simply believe could be better. But I'm eager to jump back into this next time. Chat is yelling at me to go to Fortuna next, so apparently I have something to look forward to there. This video was a lot of work, so if you enjoyed it, please consider hitting that like button to help us out with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe. If you want to see more videos in this format of my adventures through Warframe, or other games, let me know. Was trying something new with this one. Special thanks to our patrons for their continued support, which makes these videos possible. Stay safe out there, Tennos.